Charles Darwin, the man to explain us what evolution is, was quoted as saying survival of the fittest. Those who are the most fit survive the lot. However, times have changed, and now you can surely say that survival is of the smartest. You see, the coronavirus pandemic has explained a lot about us, but one of the things that I'm going to be talking about today and throughout these videos is probably the thing that we've taken for most granted, and that is discipline. So let's say by some miracle we save many lives during this pandemic, and then in 5 years another virus develops. And how about another one in 10 years? What's going to happen? It's going to be your children leading the world in 10 years. So what will have been the point if the lives that we save today we can't sustain tomorrow? It'll have been saving them in vain. What are people doing? They're refusing to wear face masks, going to parties, completely flouting social distancing rules. And at what cost? It's a lack of discipline that's killing people today. So as much as we need a vaccine, we need a lesson in discipline as well if we're going to survive the future of this world. And discipline starts at home. You see, you are a product of your parents, and your children are just going to be products of you. When we were young, there were things that our parents told us, which probably sounded really silly or stupid or maybe completely nonsensical at the time. And yet somehow those are the things that stuck with us. We believed in those things. And now, years later, those things influence our actions. They influence our behavior. So it's not coincidental. What you teach your kids when they're young, trust me, those things stick. When we see people refusing to wear face masks, or when we see teenagers who are flouting rules to go and party, they're playing games like, let's see who gets COVID first. These behaviors are not coincidental. They're the products of the parenting. And you have school administrators who themselves are meeting on Zoom, and they're meeting on Zoom to discuss sending their students to in-person classes. How crazy is that? But this lack of accountability, it's not random. These people's parents, they planted a seed, a bad seed long ago, and we're all paying for it. So that is how much power you parents hold. What you instill in your children today, the seeds that you sow today, is what all of us will reap. So let's not sow bad seeds that are going to be coming out like this current time, right? What we reaped in this time, the lack of discipline, all of this is not going to save humanity. What is going to save humanity is the principles that you instill in your children today, because those principles are what they're going to have to use on the day that a calamity hits. Now we know that anything can happen at any time, and the only thing that can save them are the principles they choose to follow. In such a grave time, you would think that the laws and safety rules at least would achieve the straightforward task of saving lives. But if people don't know how to follow rules, can we really expect them to? So what's the lesson here? The lesson is that you have to teach this responsibility and accountability to your kids at home. Discipline starts at home. Smart Family will give you all those tools you need to outsmart the pandemic and lockdown. It will give you the tools to protect yourself, your family, and your community. This is not going to be an ongoing channel. Everything that needs to be said will be said within 50 episodes only. So just make sure to subscribe if you want to survive, because survival is really of the smartest.